It's 10 o'clock, and this is Fox 10 Talks, one of the most high-profile and yet one of the most complex and shocking murder cases in our area, in our Metro Phoenix area for the last many, many years is about to fire back up for week 2. We're talking, of course, about the Allison Feldman murder case, the young lady who was brutally killed inside her home in South Scottsdale. Police have arrested a suspect in the case. So good morning, and thanks for starting your morning with us here on Fox 10 Talks. I'm Ron Hoon. Celeste is off today, but Desiree will be joining us in a few minutes. We asked Trenton Hooker to come join us today. Trenton, if you can give us a kind of a wrap on how things went in week 1 and maybe a little more perspective on what we should expect in this coming week.
Ron, great to be with you again. So last week, I think we went into this with the perception that this was all going to be about the DNA because that's what the 10-year battle was before in the run-up to this, where it was 2015 that this crime happened and delayed, all the way up into 2024 where the Arizona Supreme Court came in and ruled that the familial DNA, which was tied to Ian Mitchum's brother, Mark, who actually is serving in the Arizona correction system for some child molestation charges. That was what tied him initially to where they got a hit in the crime of Allison Feldman with the DNA at the scene.
And while the case is happening now, and last year the whole legal battle played out, how far back in time do we have to go to when that, you said that's where they got the hit, and that's where the case originally suddenly became, I think, so fascinating for people who are court watchers and maybe watch CSI and those kinds of things. How long ago was that?
Well, so you had a couple years after that where the DNA was really starting to come into like, how is familial DNA going to factor in this case? Because after they got the hit for familial DNA, that's when Scottsdale police were able to look in their own systems, and they found that 3 years prior to Allison Feldman's murder, that they had collected DNA from Ian Mitchum in an unrelated case for a DUI. And that evidence was actually supposed to be destroyed, which then turned into the loophole of like, well, we still have it. We're using it. It's a capital murder case, which made it up to the Arizona Supreme Court, which ruled, yes, you can use it.
Okay, so, I mean, are we dealing with two different samples here? I mean, his own sample. Which was
3 actually? So there's the DNA at the crime scene, which we're told was inside, outside the house, and the defense hasn't disputed any of the DNA with their client being at the scene. But that's the crux of the prosecution's case. And then you have the DNA which they put into the system called Totes, which is the national database for any offenders that are in the system, federal, state, local, etc. But DNA samples are there. They got a hit for Mark Mitchum, the brother. And then they were able to further that and specify, okay, in our own systems, we have this unrelated DUI case from about 2012 with Ian Mitchum, and we got a direct hit on that.
And so both of those, in both cases, the courts finally allowed them both, correct?
Correct. And that's and the big argument was with the DNA that was already in the system from the prior case, which
supposed to have been destroyed.
They were supposed to be destroying.
That was a big argument.
Correct.
Because familial DNA is happening all the time now.
Right. And I'm glad you mentioned that, too. With the 2018 case that came to prominence so much with the James D'Angelo Golden State Killer case that was finally solved, that was the crux of that case, leading to a conviction and putting him away.
Okay. So, do we have any sense as to, is one maybe more important than the other?
Well,
the familial is one category, but the direct evidence, even though it was supposed to be destroyed, seems like that would be even stronger.
You would think, right? But it's going to be interesting to see how they weave both of them together, and we really haven't got into the DNA so much yet. The big just curveball that I think caught us all off guard was during the opening statement for the defense, where they brought up this mystery man, the pharmacist, that they're saying is the person responsible for Allison's murder.
Okay. Tell us about him.
So apparently, they named the man in court, and we're not going to do that here, but they're saying that this man worked at a Walgreens that was about a mile and a half from Allison's residence, and they claim that she knew him and also her boyfriend knew him. But that's where we don't have much more on how they're holding it together. Allison's boyfriend did testify in court about, did he know this pharmacist? Did Allison know this pharmacist? Emphatically, that was a no. Did not.
Okay.
So, and more importantly, they haven't said if the DNA from this mystery man was at the scene at all.
Wow. Well, the mystery pharmacist, the familial DNA, the oops, we were supposed to destroy it, well, now we got it. Is it okay to... There's so many different angles that make this case really fascinating. Tell us about your plan on how you're going to... two questions.
Yes.
How you going to cover it today on YouTube, number one? And then number two, have you had any chance yet to actually get down to the courthouse and see, just in terms of, the level of interest that people are having? I'm just talking about people from every walk of life who I think are getting more and more interested in it.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll take that one first. So we actually do have a significant amount of interest in this case, especially with people that maybe are studying in law right now. Mm-hmm. I've heard the gallery is packed with people taking notes. Using this one, I think, will kind of be a case study in how Arizona handles familial DNA in the set of circumstances. But with this case, too, I do think it's interesting because I kind of phrase it like there's a mountain of forensic evidence, but there's really just a molehill of motive here. And the prosecution team have also said that as well, that they have a lot of this evidence, but police have not determined really what was the motivating factors that they claim that Ian Mitchum made this decision to brutally murder her in her home.
Is that, had you heard that from somebody else, that line? There's a mountain of evidence, but a molehill of
no, that's a Trentonism, excuse me.
Okay, yeah, no, that's actually distilling it perfectly.
Well, we've had some great legal experts weighing in, and that's what you're going to see when you tune in live with our coverage. Judge Mel McDonald has been fantastic with giving his advice and sound analysis of where we're at in this case and kind of the context, and also a little bit with this is kind of turning into a little bit of a media circus where we had them weighing in about things that were said, in the press coverage and how it was affecting the case. The defense was really pushing for on Thursday that they have a new venue because they were saying that we're all cramped in here and we don't appreciate that some of our conversations might be picked up. But the big thing is that we're going forward and moving on with it.
Okay. All right. Well, Des, you're going to want to, you just got off the set of our morning TV show.
Newscast, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to want to scrub back for the last 8 minutes because Trenton had a lot of...
Yeah, you guys have fun following it so closely, you and Brian, and just doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so 10:30 this morning we'll be watching for you on our other YouTube channel.
That's right.
Okay, Trenton, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, Des, glad you're now here and joining us today. There you go.
Morning,
Trenton takes right off because he and Isabella, by the way, for those of you who are looking for Isabella, she's going to be helping anchor our coverage now of this very high-profile case. And yet there's another one. This is a case that is just beginning to unfold. In fact, we still wait to get additional word out of law enforcement up in the White River area in terms of what they know so far. Let's update you on this case. And we're going to start with an interview, in fact, that we were able to do this weekend. This is Jim Eggleston, former FBI agent, homicide investigator. Here's some of what he had to say about the case of a 16-year-old girl named Tia Kolake.
My heart started hurting, and then all of a sudden, people start tagging me. All I wanted to know, is it a female or a male? And she said, it's a female.
In Tia's situation, you have possibly a very similar situation where she left her family's residence to go stay at a friend's house around the middle of October. So we know we've got the family residence, we've got the friend's residence, and then we've got the location where her body was found. You've got 3 different locations, 3 different crime scenes, which complicates any investigation. And then when you have different agencies involved, that makes it more critical that everybody shares information, not only about the background of the individual and possible suspects in the area, but also leads as you go forward and you develop leads or as information comes in from the community.
Okay, so some really good perspective there from Jim Eggleston, the investigator in this case, Des. And boy, does he make just a excellent point here. Look, there's White River, beautiful community up there in the White Mountains. There's a community called Knott's Landing just to the north of it. And then the location where the body was found is just right on the edge of town. And yet you've got the family residence and the friend's house. So it could be some time before they piece this all together.
Yeah, and I think the FBI agent we talked to isn't directly related to the case. We were just getting some perspective from him. Yeah, there's just some confusion. The family saying, hey, the BIA tells us that a suspect was arrested, but then when we reached out, there is no suspect arrested. So you just wonder, what's going on. But either way, at the end of the day, I think everybody wants the same thing. We want justice for her and to figure out why this happened.
And by the way, there is currently an active $5,000 reward in connection to this case. And if you want to find out more, you can go to our website. It's excellent. Boy, we have a lot of stories there that I think really kind of fill in a lot of the details. That's fox10phoenix.com. Well, the big news in the world of air travel happens to be this. All the flight restrictions are lifted.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Right. I think everybody is breathing a huge sigh of relief that they got it cleared up for the holidays.
Now, it looks like it's going to be a while before they can really get back to normal, but here's what Sean Duffy had to say.
Long after you all finish covering the shutdown, we are going to be stuck dealing with this problem where we're about 2,000 controllers short, trying to make up that difference. We're going to do it. We're going to work on it, but that has been a problem of the shutdown.
Okay, and so when you take a look at it, I mean, they were at 4%, it grew to 6%, but even the 4% cuts, Des, really seemed to throw air travelers for a loop as the airlines tried to figure out how to deal with it all.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were seeing so many cancellations, thousands of delays.
Yeah.
So I think this really goes to show just how much we rely on air travel, TSA controllers, certainly, and for all of that to work in harmony at all times. So like you mentioned, being short that many before the government shutdown was an issue. So, hopefully they dive into that and try to hire and recruit some qualified folks.
Yep, for sure. Boy, this is what it was looking like for a time at this airport. It was not good. Backups like crazy. Hey, let's go to the mystery cam. Oh, where is that pretty spot? Give us your guesses. You know, we always have so much fun with you guys looking at these live pictures that come in from around the USA. And by the way, I noticed today, Des, that Crystal was talking about how we're getting a bunch more cameras in from overseas.
Yes, her mystery cam on air this morning, I think, was from Germany.
Yeah. How about that?
Right? Ty guessed it.
Yeah,
Or
of
I don't know if
course.
he guessed it correctly or the website was up on the camera.
Oh, is that what it
By
was?
accident, yeah.
Was it the
So we got to figure out how we take them off.
Yeah, if it says .de, right? I think that's for Deutschland, as they call it over there. All right, so the question is, where is this? Darla says, possibly Northern California. Low philosophy is like possibly a Texas. So let's just see.
Paul Humphrey with Missouri.
Okay. Brandon's in Ohio. See, now here's the thing.
Linda's guessing Minnesota.
I want to say that it's Astoria, Oregon.
That is
because
very specific.
It looks like there is a bridge that goes across from Oregon over to Washington, but I don't think that would be the Columbia. And I think the Columbia is much wider than what we're looking at here. So I think it's going to be someplace else.
What are you thinking?
I can't get Oregon out of my head. Oh, by the way, Be Kind Forever, always hopping in. Good morning, Be Kind, saying Massachusetts. I don't know. Let's look. The trees are they're bare. All the leaves have come and gone.
But there's no snow.
Yeah. There's no snow. I guess I'm going to go... Ooh, what river? It's a good-sized river, though, right? I mean, it would be like maybe, if not the Mississippi or the Columbia, maybe.
I'm going to go Delaware.
I'm going to stick with Oregon. You're going to go Delaware. Here we go, everybody. Des has got the answer.
Oh, it's Winona, New Mexico.
Oh,
oh my God.
Minnesota. Yeah, sure. Let's go back.
I was like reading.
I know. She read it backwards.
Too
Nothing
much
wrong
reading.
with that.
Too much reading today.
This side says MN. This one says MN. Okay, let's go back and look. Okay, so that is.
So Linda was right. Good job.
Yeah. You know, yeah. By the way, there are more than one Winonas, right? I mean, Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona. That one is about Winona, Arizona. Happy to say. There's just not a lot there when you go up. If you're a fan of that song, get your kicks on Route 66 and you drive all the way. There's just not much there in Winona. Flagstaff has a million things to do. And by the way, Winslow is on the other side there. It's great. You got Meteor Crater and everything else. But
so
now
that must be the Mississippi then.
I think you're right.
Thinking?
Right? In early days, before it becomes a massively huge river. All right, that was fun. You guys, thanks for playing along. It's Ron and Des. And, we were braced for what could have been a lot of rain. Did you get very much rain at your house?
None, no.
Zip.
None.
Wow.
Yeah, sprinkles.
Okay.
But yeah, no. And I was anticipating, Crystal was thinking like Sunday morning it was really going to come down.
Right.
But we didn't get much. So.
I thought you were going to say yes because these pictures are from Chandler.
I know, and I wonder where.
Yeah. Well, what are there, like 200,000 people that live in Chandler?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a long, long ways away from you there. But I woke up Sunday morning, actually kind of slept in till about 5 a.m.
Wow.
And, I know. You know what it's like on the weekends, right?
Yeah.
And so I looked outside and I thought, oh, it is raining. And then, so I'm out way in far East Mesa. And okay, so we got some, but maybe not as much as people thought. But holy cow, Des, you've seen these pictures of what they were dealing with over there in California. And I mean, look at this right there, for example, right from, let's see, Dr. Maria Thompson. This is a turnaround, don't drown kind of situation. That guy going through right there, lucky.
Yeah. And this is the Anza, is this the Anza Borrego Desert State Park?
I believe
where we're seeing some of this video coming from. So you can see the parts of it just washing away.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the desert is beautiful all the way from here, all the way across to Palm Springs. And there are certain areas that, if you're in California, you might be familiar with, that we're maybe not so familiar with. But golly, it was a serious situation. Well, from what we're now learning, 3 people died. A dad and his little 7-year-old girl were swept away by a wave in Carmel. And up in Sacramento, a lady in her 70s, or a man, was killed when his car was swept away on a bridge.
Yeah, it's devastating. I was hearing on my drive in some reports saying that they got as much rain in some parts of California over the weekend as they do in an entire month. So that's a lot of rain coming down at one time.
Wow, yeah, especially in a desert area where it's so dry and the water just runs off right away. And matter of fact, Des, I thought these pictures, you know, we're talking about our heroes getting out there doing what they had to do. This was a situation where there was a guy who, how does this happen?
Yeah, do we know how he got down there?
Landed down on that ledge.
Not a good spot to be.
No. I mean, what are your options at this point? But first responders got out there and were able to get him to safety in Buena Park, kind of in that Orange County, not far from Anaheim area. Are they kind of blurring out his face there a little bit?
Yeah, it looks like it. So actually, according to reports, it does say that he was swept more than a mile downstream before he was able to climb onto that ledge.
Wow.
So I guess in that case, that is a spot you'd want to be.
Right? Yeah.
Can you imagine? Safe out of the waters.
Yeah. You know, we always talk about how there are cameras everywhere, but in a case like this, I don't know if there was a camera where the guy got swept away or anywhere downstream. But yeah, talk about holding on for dear life. I guess, I don't know. Probably somebody saw him down there and called 911.
And how fearless our rescue crews have to be, really, to, go to the heights that they go, drop down on just the rope there. It's just incredible.
It's really, really great. Okay, some other stories here. Let's get into politics. It looks like President Trump is possibly trying to just tamp down some of this war talk and war speculation with Venezuela, despite the fact that we have one of our biggest aircraft carriers on the planet down there now, the USS Gerald R. Ford, not far from Venezuela. He says, look, I am willing to talk to Nicolas Maduro. Oh, hold on. That is Mamdani. We're going to talk about Mamdani in just a second. All right, well, let's talk about that now, because he made 2 headlines over the weekend. He said, A, I'm willing to talk to Nicolas Maduro, the controversial leader of Venezuela. A lot of election observers thought that Maduro, that the fix was in, that election maybe was not as clean as people thought. And Venezuela was saying 200,000 soldiers, get ready for war. However, you're seeing Mamdani here, and despite all the kind of negativity running out of the White House, the president says, I'm actually willing to meet with them.
Well, I think when you're elected politicians, you're all going to have to learn how to work together at some point in time. So, I mean, what do the kids say? Like, if you got beef, you got beef, you got to figure out how to work through it. You know what I mean? You're not going to agree with everybody and every candidate, but, and some of the threats, I don't know. Can you throw out a threat and threaten the whole city because you don't like the mayor, and vice versa? Yeah.
I mean, in the end, I don't think it's I think there's going to be a lot of tension between the two, because one is a total believer in free markets and capitalism, and the other is a believer in socialism. The president calls it communism. Mamdani says, yes, I'm a socialist. And he wants those the government-run grocery stores. He wants free bus rides for everybody, everywhere across the city.
It's a tall order.
Yeah. Although the governor, Kathy Hochul, already has kind of poured cold water on that. Nevertheless, let's wait and see if, in fact, the two of them get together. That would be an interesting meeting to cover at the White House, Des.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure all the cameras will be there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We'll see if they can work together.
Yeah. Because he has been willing to meet with a true communist when he met with the leader of North Korea. Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the fact that the president says, all right, look, release the files. A lot of people, I think, in his corner probably were saying, look, they're going to get released anyway. It's making you look like you're trying to hide something. And so he finally came out and said, all right, release them all. I'm not worried about it. Here's a little bit more on that.
So they're using Jeffrey Epstein as a deflection from the tremendous success that we're having as a party. Well, I don't want to talk about it because fake news like you're a terrible reporter.
Gosh.
Ouch.
Well, I don't even know which reporter it was. Yeah, ouch for sure. But, I mean, he calls them the way he sees them. Anyway, House Republicans should vote to release the files because we have nothing to hide. And then he goes on to say, I don't care. We need to get back on point. To which, Des, I will just say, I saw quite a bit of reporting this morning that there are going to be a series of rollouts this week from the White House, all focused on one thing, which is the cost of living and trying to bring it down. I think you could say message received from the voters.
Yeah, I think that's what people care most about right now. I mean, I think the Epstein files were, a topic when we were talking about the election and that time. But I think more importantly, we want to know what they're going to do to address cost of living and help some folks out.
In fact, there's already been some talk that he's going to eliminate some 200 tariffs that are affecting food prices. So that could make a difference and maybe make a difference pretty quick. So, with all of this going on, what do you think? He wants to focus on that. Democrats want to focus on the Epstein files. Here's your opportunity to weigh in. We want to know your opinion. Grab that QR code, and if you do, we'll watch these numbers start to move around. Right now, 84% say good. He says he did nothing wrong. This should prove it. 5% say, he had to. Fighting it made it look like he was hiding something. And then 11% say, maybe we can finally get to the truth. I don't trust his denials. There's a delay in what you guys are watching from the time. I think it's like a 10-second delay, something like that. And so there you go. Oh, look, the numbers did just move around. It went from 11% to 10%, saying I don't trust his denials.
Takes a minute to catch
up.
Okay,
Des, look, can you squeeze this in about 20 seconds? Here's YouTube.
Well, if you see here, it's kind of more evenly balanced with 34% saying good, he's got nothing, he did nothing wrong, and it should prove it. 29% are kind of in the middle. 37% say maybe he can finally get to the truth here.
Yeah.
Because they don't trust him.
Whichever way you want to vote, we'd love to hear from you. Going to take a break. We'll be right back. By the way, welcome back, Dean Fazzini in Live Control. You know Dino Fazzino. We just love that guy because he's always looking around on the cameras, trying to find cool shots. We don't know where this is because it's not a mystery. It's a mystery to all of us, Des, is what it is.
Yeah.
Look at that snow on the ground
Snow on the
right
ground.
there.
That's nice.
That could be a possible upstate New York.
It could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or Pennsylvania.
St. Mary's, Pennsylvania? Yep. Says Big D. All right. Let's gaze at that for 15 more seconds. Got to look it up. We try to bring people. We don't. What we're really good at here.
Town center there, and they've got two trees right there in the middle. Those evergreens are beautiful.
St. Mary's, PA. Let's find out about. Dean would know. We need to just put a mic on Dean for the whole show because he's from Pennsylvania. That is.
But with it being Pennsylvania, I'm a little disappointed that they don't have any more like Christmas decorations and. Like from what we can tell, like maybe the trees in the center are lit, but the lights won't be on. Right. But no wreaths.
Yeah.
Like what's going on?
There's the candy canes on the light poles and all of that kind of thing.
Because if any part of the country should be decked out, I feel like it should be like, that part, like the Northeast especially.
By the way,
the snow on the ground.
This is due south of Buffalo by, looks like maybe about 100 miles.
Okay.
See? Look, there's Buffalo.
Yeah.
And there's the little town.
Oh, it's near the Allegheny National Forest. Okay. Yeah. I've never been there, but this part of it looks cute.
Next time you're home, you just say to Mom and Dad, hey, I want to make a quick little road trip to the most picture-perfect little town just south.
I'll be honest, Ron, that wouldn't happen. Getting me home would be a rarity. With so many kids now,
I know.
It's hard to get back.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
so
nice.
Anyhow, it is National Hiking Day. Des, if you were going to tell people that are in town to go for a hike somewhere, where would you tell them? What do you have a fave?
I like Pinnacle Peak. David and I would always do that when we lived in North Scottsdale.
Oh, yeah,
and it was perfect. Pretty, like, to the point we walked. It was like 4 miles, 2 miles there, and back up. And
I don't know. I don't know if I could do it because I'm still bummed out that the Pinnacle Peak Cowboy Steak, the Pinnacle Peak patio, which was there for like 3 generations, they took it out. And that was like my favorite place to go when we had people in from out of town. I don't know if anybody in the chat, have you ever been to the Pinnacle Peak patio?
I have not.
The old Cowboy Steakhouse. And this is what you would do. I would always tell whoever, and I know I did it to my dad. And then we had some friends in from out of town. I said, you got to wear a tie. They're like, it's a Cowboy Steakhouse. Why do I got to wear a tie?
Were you messing with them?
No.
Oh.
When you walk in, if you have a tie on, they immediately would cut it off and they would hang it up in the ceiling. And there were thousands and thousands of ties hanging from the ceiling.
And this place is no longer there?
I know. Well, it's been
what do they do with all the ties?
Development. I don't know. You could probably put in a lot of houses and a lot of restaurants in that spot. But I miss Pinnacle Peak patio. But
that's cool. What's your favorite hike?
Actually, since you asked, I'm just going to show you right now. Ready? Here it comes. So talk about your pinnacles.
That's good.
That's Weaver's Needle up in the Superstitions. So I went to, I took my daughter Michelle and her husband Nick. That's the start of the Peralta Trail, and you go to the Fremont Saddle. And the thing that is so cool about it's up in the Supers. The thing that is so cool is you never see Weaver's Needle until you clear the saddle, and then it's staring you right in the face.
Wow. So how difficult is this hike as far as...
It's really not. Matter of fact, the first time I did it, I met a whole family. They did it because it was Dad's birthday, and they had their 2 kids with them, and I want to say the kids were like 9 and 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's not too strenuous.
No, yeah. It's a good 3, maybe 3.5 miles just to get to that viewpoint right there, and another 3 miles back, but it's worth it. It's really beautiful. And ladies and gentlemen, we asked Dave. Here he is on the Dave cam. Dave and I are still friends today, Des.
Are you?
Yeah, barely.
After all the football that happened over the weekend,
Fantasy
you guys are good?
Football. What's the name of your team again, Dave?
Big D's Big Team.
Big D's Big Team. And you started off with, what was your record after like 5 weeks?
It was probably about 1-4 or 0-5. I was not great.
But who'd you beat this weekend?
I beat you, and I was thrilled.
Right?
Good job, Dave.
I think I have a pretty good team name. It's Sherlock Mahomes.
Oh, that is good.
Okay.
Clever.
So anyway, Dave, you also love to go hiking. What did you choose as your favorite hike here on National Hiking Day?
That's right. Yeah. So I sent in some pictures.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so I can't show the pictures or it'll
it's
cut your
okay.
mic
Can
out,
you
but
hear me now or no?
Oh, no, now I can hear you. Go for it.
Super.
Okay.
So this is my son and I at Mount Lemon in Tucson, Arizona. And yeah, just such a beautiful hiking area. Arizona has just so many nice hikes. Love to go out with my family. It's so much fun.
He is so cute, Dave.
Well, thanks. This is my daughter, Sophie.
Oh,
Fantastic.
beautiful.
Yeah, okay, Mount Lemon.
Does she
that
like
is a
hiking?
gem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big fans. Both kids, they like getting to the top of the mountains.
Well, the real reason we wanted Dave to join us, those pictures are great. Bring in more pics of you and the fam, buddy. But can you give us an update here on the poll numbers? What are you seeing people say, Dave?
Yeah, there are a lot of really good comments, as always, on our poll question. People are voting and commenting on our QR code poll, as well as the YouTube poll, which, if you've shown it, we have more than 1,100 votes already. But Marn Dar says, what files? Thought there were no files, or they were a Democrat hoax, or that we should all just get over that whole Epstein thing. Nah, they've had a year to doctor him to look good for Jeff's bestie, Donnie, so now they're real and factual, and Donnie was trying so hard to get him released, but those darn Democrats got in the way. On the other side of the spectrum, Diane Fowler says, personally, I'm tired of hearing about Epstein files. The Democrats had all this for at least 4 years. If there was anything that they could have done to hurt Trump, they would have already done so. And finally, Gordon Meredith Z5J says he was afraid the House and Senate was going to send him a veto-proof resolution. This way he can look like he wants it released while secretly slow-walking or hiding the information he doesn't want out. Awesome hearing from everybody. Keep the comments coming, guys.
Excellent. Okay, Dave. Great. Des, I don't know about you, but I'm always intimidated anytime we have a rocket scientist on the show.
Yeah. Those people are smart.
Yeah, you want to meet somebody who's super smart. Here he is, right? This is J DeBruin, and he is a former NASA rocket scientist, but now he's like a phenomenon in social media because of something he does called Space Class. What is Space Class, Kevin?
Space Class is the new way to start your space journey. So it's videos that you watch that are then paired with hands-on activities that all come in this box right here, Space Class box. So it's either shipped to your classroom or right in your door. You open up, every single thing you need to do the activities and learn about outer space is right here in this box.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, perfect time for the holidays. Like, get the kids something like practical, right? Useful, and they'll be learning something too.
Yeah, keep them occupied while you're wrapping the presents.
Okay. And how cool, Kevin, do you, like, when folks are like, oh, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know, do you, like, use that? Right. I would use that all the time. Like, I am.
I don't have to use it because everybody around me uses it. I have like a little tally. Every time it comes up, I look at them and I just go, there we go. Someone said it.
So
tell us, though, about your journey from you're working down the road for NASA, down there in Pasadena. And from what I understand, your courses are really taking off over on the other side of town, I think maybe around Ventura. But at what point did the light bulb go off and say, I'm going to step away from this really great job and do something maybe for the greater good?
Yeah, it was an internal conflict for a while, right? I love working at NASA, designing spaceships, but while I'm out there interacting with the kids, just like being able to inspire the next generation, it filled me up so much more inside doing that, being on the front lines, educating, answering questions, and even the teachers and the parents coming in with excitement and curiosity. I was like, wow, like I've never felt like this while I was in my office at NASA. So I'm like, all right, maybe this is the new path for me. Yeah, I can work on a spaceship and in 8 years it will launch and inspire millions of people, but I'm so far disconnected from that process. If I can do this every day and inspire a new person, that is how I want to live my life. So it took me a few years to figure out exactly how to make that happen. But now, as you can see, we're hosting telescope nights. We're running summer schools. We're in schools across 4 different states right now. And it is a very good time to talk about space with all these new exciting things happening. Right now, it's not just NASA and large government organizations. We've got the private companies coming into it. SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, all of these private companies, they're not a competition with NASA. They're actually a way to reduce the cost of getting to space so we can spend more money on the scientific and technological advancements rather than the launch costs. So it's really, really exciting. And now I get to go out and do this in person every single day to just inspire as many people as possible. Because the really cool thing about outer space is how it affects us here on Earth. And not many people know about that. I mean, we're connected right now probably via satellite, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you use your GPS, you're looking at weather forecasts. Heck, the technology that you're using, from image sensors in your smartphone to tires on your vehicle, grooves in the roads, cancer treatments, all of these amazing medical advances that actually help us sustain our life, increase our life, prolong our life. A lot of it has come from space technology that's now spun off into technologies that we use here on Earth.
So how can people get a
shock
hold
absorbers
of...
in buildings in Tokyo and LA for earthquakes?
Right. Okay,
came from
good.
space shuttle damper technology. So now those buildings can withstand a quake where in the past they would have been able to crumble.
How can people get a hold of these boxes, these space class boxes? And if there were to be a school district in Arizona that embraces it as much as they have over there in Ventura, would you come out for a meet and greet?
In a heartbeat, I would. You can go to virtualspaceclass.com, and that'll give you all the information that you need and a contact form if you want us to come out and run a program at your school or any organization.
Very cool. And Kevin, I mean, building rockets, what an important job, right? But building the next generation, I don't know, I might argue that, you know, can be even more important and more pivotal. But you're also on social, so drop your socials so folks can follow you there. And you also do something called Takeover Tuesday on your social. What's that about?
Yeah, on my socials, I am at Kevin J DeBruin, the letter J, just Kevin J DeBruin across everything. I mostly hang out on Instagram. Send me a DM if you want to connect. I'm in there all the time trying to create these connections for the next generation. And Takeover Tuesday is something I ran for 3 years, where this was in 2020. I was like, what can I do to help spread STEM information? That's not just me. I know a lot about space, but there are so many different aspects to science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So every Tuesday, I found a colleague or a friend that had a different expertise, and I would give them my Instagram login information. They would take over my account and post their message to my stories all day. So they had 24 hours to just share their message with my community. And I ended up having over 115 people at that time. Woo! So that's a lot of trust and giving out my social media information to
That's amazing, Kevin.
people. And then we actually put that into a book, which is right here. Since stories delete, after 24 hours, we created STEM Pros. So the people that did Takeover Tuesday, I then asked them all the same 12 questions. Some answered all 12, some answered 1 or 2, and then I compiled it in this book. So it's just like personal career information for anybody looking to get into the industry, probably best for like middle school, high schoolers, seeing what options are out there, what misconceptions are part of your job, and just what are the cool things where you can like ditch the lab coat for adventure. Highlights a lot of people in here about that.
Hey, Kevin, quick question for you. For our audience on YouTube, they've been watching. That's great. For the rest of the audience, once the music hit, we had to go to commercial. Can you stick around for about... Literally, we got about 1 extra minute we could carve out coming out of the commercial break, and you could tell us a little bit more about that very box you just held up.
Oh, sweet. Yes, of course.
Okay, great. We'll be right back. Hold on.
All right.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We have people watching on YouTube. You might have caught what Kevin had to say right there at the end, but if you were in a commercial break on Channel 45 or the Fox local app, etc., Samsung TV, Kevin, we just thought we'd bring you back just to kind of wrap it up. You held up a box that was really interesting to Des and me. What is it?
Yeah, right here is Space Class Box. It's part of my company, Space Class, virtualspaceclass.com, where this box has 10 hands-on activities that go with 10 videos about space science and space exploration. So you'll learn about rovers, rockets, submarines. We don't have submarines in space yet, but we are working on it.
What?
So you'll learn all about like the basic essentials for what it takes to explore outer space that you don't get in the regular school curriculum. Inside it are the 10 lessons and everything you need for all of the activities. Comes with a lesson guide that highlights all of the major things in each episode. So we've got our Mars rover here. And then just one of the activities I'll highlight is you're making a Mars helicopter. So it comes with a printout here explaining what to do. And then you cut it out and you make your Mars helicopter.
Wow, that's excellent.
Wow, Kevin.
Okay.
Thank you.
See? I mean, you're making it fun for us. We're busy with our careers. We're not students anymore, but I want to go learn more.
Yeah, I think I might get a box for the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Next time in
great,
town,
right?
We'll launch rockets together out of the box. How about that?
Sounds good.
You got it.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks,
you guys
Kevin.
follow him on social.
And by the way, one more time, it's virtualspaceclass.com. Kevin, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Des.
Yes.
We, I have kind of sworn off all drinks that have aspartame. It's just my thing, right?
I mean, that's no good for you.
Which, by the way, we have put in an interview request with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. To find out more about what's going on with. There have been so many studies saying aspartame is bad for you. What can we find out from him? What have they learned? And will there be any restrictions in the future? Not really restrictions. Just get the soda companies to go with any one of a dozen other sweeteners.
Well, I mean, he's made some ground on getting rid of red dye. So,
yeah. But I do know this.
I mean, I do support that.
Yes, I do know this. There are millions and millions of people who love their sodas exactly the way they are, from Diet Dr. Pepper to Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke. And I actually think there are probably going to be a lot of fans of Diet Coke who are really happy about this new development. Go ahead, Des. We're going to talk about it.
Oh, you're waiting for me. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to roll a soundbite. Sorry, guys. So Coca-Cola is getting into the Christmas spirit here. We were talking about this on the morning show.
Yeah.
And actually, finally, a flavor that sounds good.
Right.
You know, when these companies do like these, fun things, loop in the holiday or try to do something with the whatever it is, the flavor of the holiday.
Yeah.
This one sounds pretty good. So it's Holiday Creamy Vanilla Coke, available in most stores. It's a twist on the classic Coke. It's got a creamy taste, they say. So you can see it comes in zero as well as the regular version.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye out for this. My husband loves cherry Coke.
Oh.
That is a great combination.
Does he go the
so
full
I feel
sugar
like
route or diet?
Yeah. What do you
Full
Ron,
sugar.
yeah, what do you
Full
think?
sugar.
Yeah.
All right.
Full sugar.
Yeah.
But I would definitely try this if I see that on store shelves.
Cool.
Looks good. How about you? You down? Or?
Yeah, I'll sample that for sure. It would be cool, though, if you could actually get it with a dollop of cream right on top.
Well, I mean,
hey,
when you get it home, ain't no telling what you can do with that Coke. You do whatever you want.
There you go. Where is the Miracle Whip? Not that. No, not that. But anyway. Hey, Des, there was this story today that really got us talking because social media, you can make so much money as an influencer on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Not a shocker here. We're starting to see more schools offer classes in it.
This is wild. But I guess if this is the direction we're going in, then all you can do is give somebody the tools and see what they can do with it.
Okay. So here's that report. By the way, this is out of Salt Lake City, one of our Fox reporters. Then we're going to talk to a big-time influencer on how he made it big. So ready? Here we go.
Influencer marketing classes got the green light from the Utah State Board of Education last year. I'm Maya Constantino, and now those classes are popping up in schools across Utah. I got the chance to step into one of the classes to hear from the students about how they're liking it so far. Influencers aren't going anywhere.
So what's one thing you could do to make sure that social media is being used in a positive way?
And now Utah students are learning what it really takes to become one.
So I'm actually going to be internet famous. Follow Dart_Goggins_2.
Inside North Summit High School, students are learning skills like how to build an online brand, understand analytics, and deciding what kinds of videos to post based on who's watching. The course is a part of Utah's Career and Technical Education program, meant to give students skills they can actually use in the real world.
I have them create their influencer dream board. If you were to be an influencer, who would you want to be? How many followers would you have? What would your content look like?
The State Board of Education says the class is in 9 schools this school year. Rachel Rout with the Utah State Board of Education says that when she taught marketing for the Alpine School District, her students were always curious about influencers.
We wanted the class to kind of open their eyes to what the job really is.
That's why she and Richens worked together to bring the course to schools.
This is a legitimate career, and we have to start to accept it. It's not going away.
But beyond the technical skills, these students are having much bigger conversations.
That's kind of where people get like the image, and they're like, oh, I want to be like this girl I saw on TikTok. I want to be like this model I saw on Instagram. And I think that's the hardest part of like wanting to be those people. You get like jealous of those people.
And we need to learn how to use it responsibly.
About what it means to stay safe online and how to navigate the mental health challenges that can come with this kind of work.
We also encourage them to always think about their own digital footprint.
In Salt Lake City, Maya Constantino, Fox News.
All right. So we saw that report from Maya, and we sat around and as we were planning out the show today, Big D and I, and we were saying, you know who would be perfect to get on, who's made it and maybe has some tips, is Nick.
Yes.
From Nick's Thoughts.
Yes, we had him on last week. Hey, Nick, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me back on.
All right. How'd you do it? And what are some of the pitfalls that people need to be aware of in terms of, by the way, give us your numbers again, how many people and how long you've been doing it?
I've been doing it for about 11 months now, and I'm at 60K across all the platforms, with most of it coming from TikTok itself.
Wow. Okay, so less than a year.
Yeah, that's incredible.
60,000 followers already. Okay, how'd you do it? And where were maybe some of the struggles along the way in those early months?
I will say one of the pitfalls that a lot of people, when they first start posting, that people need to recognize is you are going to fail a lot. I think people have this image of people immediately blowing up, and that's what gets them going. It's a climb. It is not, you're not going to just rocket up to having a following. It could happen, but most likely it will not. And I think those first couple months of trying to figure out what your niche is going to be, how to present, I learned, and I'm still learning. It's constantly learning and trying to improve, but it's that understanding that you are going to fail, and you're going to fail a lot. And if you're okay with failing and can get past that, that is going to set you up for the eventual success down the road. And I will say, I do love what this curriculum implies, because it's not just saying, hey, if you want to be an influencer, this is how to do it. No, it's secretly a marketing class. It is teaching you about marketing skills that you could utilize in a corporate job if you end up going down that road as well. And it's finding a way to get young kids interested in learning about marketing, which I think is the real value there.
Mm-hmm. So if someone is on social and they want to grow their platform, grow their audience, what do you suggest? What's the advice there?
So the two areas that I would say are the most important is understanding what your niche will be. So mine, for the most part, is politics and news stories. But if you want to be a comedian, or you want to make skits, or you want to make your pet into a social media influencer, it's finding that niche, because your audience is going to come back for the topics that they know you're discussing. And if you're always all over the place, they're less likely to engage with you. And then the other part of that, after finding your niche, is authenticity. It is being you. If you try to be someone that you're not, eventually that mask will slip and people will see the real you, and it creates this this wall between you and your audience where they're following you for you. They're liking what you're creating. And if you are not being true to yourself, then eventually your audience will learn that and you might lose them. So authenticity and finding your niche that you want to do for like your social media creation and content creation, those are the two keys in my mind.
What was the post where all of a sudden you went from, I don't know, 208 likes to 1,000 likes or 5,000 likes? When did you realize, wow, okay, this is connecting?
So the first video I ever had that blew up, I believe it was 400 something thousand views. Ooh. And I'm based out of Atlanta, and it was the snowstorm or blizzard that hit Atlanta last year, and it was going into the story of Snowmageddon in 2015 in Atlanta, making sure people understood, because there's so many transplants in the city that there are so many people from the Northeast hearing, oh, we're getting 2 to 3 inches of snow. That's nothing. I expect to get that in the first hour of every day in Philly or in New York. Yeah. And then recognizing, no, the city of Atlanta, the state of Georgia is not prepared for any amounts of snow. They have only a handful of snow plows across the entire state. So if we get any snow, you better be prepared that it is going to look like The Walking Dead potentially. There's a famous picture from Snowmageddon back in 2015 of just cars abandoned on the highway because no one could get out. Right. And that was the first one that really gained traction in the algorithm. They picked it up for whatever reason. And that was I would say the first time I was like, oh, now I can see how that potential success can happen. But it is still a roll of the dice and a lot of times, and there is still a lot of luck involved.
All right, we've got just a minute left, so quick answer here. How often does someone have to post and create content in order for growth to happen?
I think early on, the more you can post multiple times a day, it doesn't have to be over a minute long. It can be shorter videos. It's a numbers game. You might find success. You never know which one's going to blow up. So the more opportunities you give yourself for that growth, the better your odds. And it is staying consistent. For some reason, a lot of social media apps want to see your content posted every day, whether that's one video or 10. And if you miss a few days, the algorithm's just not going to be your best friend for the most part. Wow. And it also creates a system where if you miss a few days, you might end up missing more. You start to lose that kind of grind mindset of clicking in. So it's just that it's making sure you're consistent with how often you're posting as well.
Thank you. Right. We appreciate you.
Go find him on Nick's Thoughts, everybody. We'll see what happens today. We're going to make you go viral again. How about that?
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Nick.
All right. Time to clear out of here.
Yes. Time for Ty and Anita. They're coming up next.
Happy Monday. Welcome on in. We're going to keep things rolling here on Fox 10 Talks. Anita, you were off Friday. It's nice to have you back.
Thanks. How'd it go?
Good. Don't forget your mic.
Hi. I'm trying to situate. You can't.
I know. We run in here the last second. 2 minutes is not enough to get everything situated.
It's not. It's no fair. We need more time with everyone.
You know I love numbers. I love figures. So I printed this morning. This is, oh, look.
Oh, it's keying out because it's a green highlighter. Raise it up a little. Oh, that's fun.
Anyway, this is the latest report from AAA talking about what they expect for holiday travel over Thanksgiving and some pretty incredible numbers of what they expect. Yep. So listen to this. AAA projects 81.8 million people will travel at least 50 miles from their home over Thanksgiving holiday period from Tuesday, November 25th until Monday, December 1st. Now, this year's domestic travel forecast includes an additional 1.6 million travelers compared to last Thanksgiving, which is going to set a new overall record, which I thought was really unique.
We both printed the same article. Isn't that funny? AAA also projects at least 73 million people will be traveling by car, 90% Thanksgiving travelers, 1.3 million people on the road compared to last year. And I think we have some days that are going to be really, really busy. The Wednesday before.
Yeah. And they were saying that people are probably going to be driving more because of obviously the government shutdown.
Well, they were worried.
People were worried. So they were canceling flights and saying, you know what, let's just drive instead. And it looks like a lot of these folks are going to continue to keep with those plans to drive instead of fly. So that kind of brings us into our next guest here this morning. Let me bring him up on Zoom here this morning. We have Parag Amin.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. For people that don't know, give us a little background about what you do.
So I am an attorney as well as a business analyst, and I look at market trends and industry trends to provide some insight and color and to make sense of what's going on in various kinds of business contexts.
Gotcha.
So enlighten us. What is going on? Because airports are back to normal today. Holiday travel. My parents come in Wednesday from the Chicago area. We're in the Phoenix area. So I think, people can start that holiday travel anytime. What are we expecting?
So we are, like you mentioned, expecting record numbers of people to travel this year. And luckily, the lights are back on in Washington, but the economy and the overall airline industry is going to have to do a bit of rewiring itself. With the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, we saw a lot of flight cancellations. And unfortunately, even though the government is back open, there's still issues with spare capacity of additional passengers who had flights canceled who still need to be able to get through to wherever they were traveling to. So there are going to be capacity issues. People still need to travel, and they're still ramping up flights to be able to take care of those passengers, but there's a limited amount of capacity. You don't have unlimited capacity when it comes to flights. And so you can expect pretty much completely booked flights and challenges traveling. So hopefully your parents make it there on time.
Yeah.
But I know that a lot of us are going to be having challenges traveling during Thanksgiving this year.
I wanted to ask you too, just kind of looking back at the government shutdown, you mentioned obviously this was the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. A financial aspect to these airlines from taking a hit and having to basically cut their flight schedules from that 3 to 6. But even though they said, I think we only got up to about that 6% that they had to cut before the government reopened, we didn't have to go to 10. Some of these airlines were cutting back upwards of 10% of their schedules just in order to kind of, I guess, alleviate the pain. Do we know yet just kind of what kind of financial strain that put some of these airlines in? I can only imagine it's pretty significant.
It is significant. It's hundreds of millions of dollars. Wow. And in fact, the Congressional Budget Office has estimated that the government shutdown has cost us GDP growth in the aspect of somewhere between $7 to $14 billion of lost economic output. So you're talking about very significant sums of money. And something else to remember is the government taxes economic output. So that also decreases the amount of tax revenue they're able to collect. And one of the issues that we were having is budgeting with also a record budget deficit. So this is a problem that unfortunately compounds.
Can you kind of break that all down? What kind of, you mentioned it all compounds, but what exactly does that all mean?
What does it mean for the person buying the plane tickets?
Yeah, are we going to be paying more?
Quite possibly. So the way it works with the FAA is airlines are mandated to the extent that they have to make a schedule shift or cancellation to provide a full refund or offer a full refund to passengers. But airlines aren't necessarily required to waive any kind of change fees if, for example, there is something like a government shutdown or something else that adversely affects an airline's ability to get you to where you paid to go and on time. So a lot of airlines are still going to be offering passengers changes and rebookings at no charge, just as a competitive aspect of good customer service. But they're not required to do that. And so something else to keep in mind is airlines aren't hugely profitable. Pretty much every airline, major airline, has gone through bankruptcy because the margins just aren't great. And then when you have something like a shutdown, a government shutdown, affecting their ability to deliver their service, and they have to give refunds and other things, it very significantly damages airlines' profitability.
So the government is reopened, flights are back as should be, but we have that trickle effect leading into Thanksgiving. Is that something that will continue to trickle into the Christmas travel season? It's not that far away. We only have 28 days between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yes, absolutely. You know, unfortunately, again, this goes back to the capacity issue. You can only have a certain number of flights flying out of an airport on any given day or flying into an airport on any given day. And so when you have thousands and thousands of passengers who now need to be rebooked and travel, they need to have time to be able to go through that pipeline. And so not only are we expecting record numbers of travelers this year, but something else to keep in mind is that once COVID hit, the airline industry had still not fully recovered from even COVID.
Wow.
And so then you add on a government shutdown on top of that. So it is a challenging time for the airline industry overall.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to break this. I mean, these are very complex issues, and you did a great job kind of breaking it down for us in digestible ways that we can all understand. So we appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving and safe travels.
Thank you.
All right. Let's bring in our next guest here. We have two guests. We've got Kelly and Sean. Just Sean.
Hi, Sean. Come on over.
Sorry, my
we
notes
call
are
this
wrong.
the hot girl walk.
Yeah.
Was I supposed to walk differently?
Yeah, you're supposed to
No, you do your thing. You do your thing. Thanks for coming in, Phoenix Rescue Mission. You guys do really amazing work. How many people every year are you helping?
Wow, so that depends on which one of our programs. But last year, one of the coolest things is we, through our street outreach team, got to save 1,271 people from the streets that were actively homeless.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
So when you say save, you got them off the streets?
Yeah, so we technically it's rescuing people, and so it's getting them off the streets into either a short-term or long-term living situation. And so it's really cool to either see them go into recovery programs, or potentially it could be a bus ticket that sends them back home to another state. But it's really about helping the men and women that are currently living on the streets.
Where are you guys located?
So we are located in downtown Phoenix, like our home office, but we work throughout the entire valley. So we're going all the way as far as Surprise and all the way as east as Mesa and the far reaches of the valley.
You've probably ridden along, I know I have, with the big water bottle distribution when you guys are going out there in the middle of summer.
Yes.
When it's so hot and it's so brutal and it's really hard to survive.
Yeah.
But you work year round.
Yeah, so we're working year round, and like you said, during the summer we know that things change a little bit, so it's a little bit more about life and death. And so we have we're geared up with extra water this year. Actually, the most we'd ever done as far as water bottles to the valley was around 810,000, and this year we did 1.4 million plus water bottles. And so we know that that's helping fill that need across the valley.
Let's talk about this because you guys are doing something pretty cool, something called Hope Totes.
Yes.
And when does this start? And is this starting soon?
So we're actually doing this year round. So, as far as even the water bottles, we're always giving out water. The Hope Totes is something that we do year round. They look a little bit different depending on the time of year. And so, I have one here. It has really essential needs. So you have, deodorant, you have soap, shampoos, you have toothbrushes, the things that you would need to really keep up with your hygiene. During the winter, that's going to have more of like socks, gloves, those it's weird to call them blankets. You know what I'm talking about? The safety blankets that they're like weird and shiny. Mm-hmm. So we'll bring those out. And then in the summer, we're talking sunscreen, hats, things to help with the elements. Sure. And so,
is this something you guys put together? You need volunteers, or I've heard before of people putting these kits together on their own. They can drop those on, keep them in their car.
So it's kind of a choose your own journey, which I love. We can easily take in people's donations and build them ourselves. What I love is when you either have companies or churches that want to get back, but also sometimes don't want to go to a physical location. So literally all you have to do is get the supplies, build them yourselves, and you can either donate them to us, we will give them out on your behalf, or you can put them in your car and give them out on yourselves. And so it's really a great way to just show some love to people that are currently living on the streets.
What are some of the biggest needs you guys see, especially as we get into the holidays? What are some of the biggest needs that you guys need right now? You mentioned the socks because we're just starting to get cooler out there.
Yep. So, all of these things that, we'll need as far as like socks, hats, gloves, and then, even those safety blankets, like being able to put those in there. But also people can get involved with us in a variety of ways. We also, people it's easy to lose sight of. We have a food bank as well. And so we're serving people out of that food bank. As you guys have seen, the need is kind of increasing as there's been some uncertainties lately. And then also we just see an uptick during the holidays. And so, if you want to do food and food drives, we're always, accepting those as well so that we can really come alongside neighbors across the valley and just love on them.
Love it.
If people want more info, they want to volunteer, they want to donate. How do they find you?
Easiest way is at our website, phoenixrescuemission.org. And so you can navigate through, trying to find those different resources, or you can reach out to us at prm@phxmission.org. And so we have someone that's wanting to take those emails and we'll get right back to you.
I love it. Such great that you guys do in the community. So thank you so much. Especially as we head into, I know, very busy season for you guys. So we appreciate all that you do.
I like that idea of make your own adventure. Keep it in your car. You can just honestly pass it through the window. You don't even have to get out and walk around.
It's absolutely amazing.
Thank you. We'll put all that info up on here and make sure that everyone can help
he already did it. Look at that. Dave's
thanks,
on
Dave.
it. Thanks, Dave.
That's awesome.
All right, we're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
want to.
No. Hi.
All right, welcome back. We had a couple comments from some folks.
Oh,
that
yeah,
Anita
yeah.
wanted to read. 'Cause I think they were
Be
great.
Kind Forever says we always keep blessing bags in our car. They have snacks, hand sanitizer, toothbrush, toothpaste, inspirational note, comb, sweet treat, and some other things like soap, shampoo, deodorant, and a razor.
Some great advice.
That is a
there,
good
yeah.
idea.
Yes.
It's easy. It's an easy way to help.
All right.
You know what's also very easy?
What?
Overeating on Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. But
Me too.
I always host. Our favorite Muscle Monday
Guest
friend
Laura
is here.
from Burn It, Build It Fitness.
Yes. I try to, like, when I make my green beans, I do no butter. When I make my sweet potatoes, I don't put a lot of stuff in them. I try to eat as healthy as I can.
Excellent.
But can we just have permission for one day to be gluttonous pigs?
No, you don't.
No.
But I will tell you this. There's more calories consumed on Super Bowl Sunday and Halloween than there are Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Oh.
See, I would never in a million years think
I could
that.
see that, though, because Halloween, it's like
It's all
candy.
And Super Bowl is pizza, wings, chips.
Nachos.
Yeah, there's nothing that's
There's
really
nothing
great
healthy.
substance. I mean, think about Thanksgiving. It's like turkey, ham, and then it's like potatoes, sweet potatoes. Now, can we do without like the ultra like marshmallow? But again,
I don't make mine that way.
You're still combining it with protein and
Yeah.
vegetables and green
Okay.
beans and things like that. So it's actually not as bad.
You have
as most
permission.
people
I think she just gave
Yeah.
you permission to be gluttonous.
I didn't give you permission to eat an entire pie, but I did give you permission to engage.
Let's
and
talk
have a
about
slice.
pie.
Mhm.
What is the healthiest pie to have?
Oh, there's no such thing.
They all have a ton of sugar, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's only two things that make food taste good: sugar and fat. So,
yeah.
So really, I mean, some pies have more sugar. Depends. Are you putting ice cream with it? Are you putting truckloads of whipped cream on it?
Yeah.
So I mean, I enjoy the day.
Okay,
you know?
that's what I was going to ask you, because you obviously are super fit. You watch what you eat very carefully, but do you give yourself a cheat day? Because I've heard some people say, like, I get a cheat day.
Yeah, I don't do a cheat day because you can destroy everything you do in an entire week in one day. Right? But I'll give myself a cheat meal.
Oh, okay.
Right? You
How
know?
often?
Oh, you can go weekly. Yeah.
Like
I mean,
one
really.
cheat meal a week.
Yeah, once a
Okay,
week.
not every day.
Yeah, not every day. But again, it depends on your goal. So if you're looking to lose weight, right? But at the same time, it's like you want it to be sustainable, because if you just TKO your calories, then you just go crazy and you go to the complete other side.
Okay, so we have our meal of mashed potatoes, gravy, turkey, green beans, stuffing. You have to have the stuffing.
The stuffing's my favorite.
I
and
know,
that
me
is probably
too.
the worst for you.
And
'cause
it's the
just carbs.
box stuffing.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, the stovetop. I don't know.
It's the best. The cheaper, the better.
The better.
I don't know what I grew up with that too. And
Me,
it
I
is,
love it.
Like
all the butter. All the butter goes in the
There's
stuffing.
two things I think that are better if you buy the cheapest brand: chips.
Yeah, I agree.
Potato chips.
The Walmart potato chips.
So good.
Oh.
And then the cheapest you can find of tortilla chips are always the best
It's
too.
true. It's
and
true.
like the cheapest stuffing, like stovetop. Like people do that like fancy stuff with like the herbs.
Stovetop. Savory
it in the bird.
herb
It's like
all the way. All the way.
good.
So let's say we have a nice meal.
Yep,
We have
absolutely.
a slice of, I'm going to go with pecan pie.
Love it.
Because that's my favorite.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
You're going with pumpkin?
I'm gonna go with pumpkin, pecan, and apple.
Oh, so you're gonna do like the little baby slice? So you get all three.
Little slices. How funny. No, mine are like the come on.
And, like an hour into it, we're all like loosening our belt buckles.
Yeah.
Pulling out the stretchy pants.
Yeah.
How do you kind of
Beat the blow.
beat the blow?
Yeah. Actually, the best thing you can do is go for a walk
Oh.
after you eat, right? Because what happens is you put all these nutrients in your body, right? And it floods your system, and most people overdo it, what they normally need to. And so then they sit or they take naps. And so then your body's not using it, so it's just going to store it for later. Whereas if you get up and you just go for like a 10, 15, 20-minute
After you
walk
eat.
after you eat,
Okay.
your body starts to utilize it and break it down, and it starts to go to different muscles in your body, so you're not going to store as much.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this too, because I know you guys at Burn and Build It are doing a turkey. What do you call it?
We do a turkey burn, yeah.
Turkey burn. There's like those turkey trot runs that people do on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Now, can that put you in a calorie deficit by burning a lot of calories early in the morning, so then you feel quote unquote better to eat all those
That's more of a mental thing. Yeah.
Well, okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. I was asking. Yeah, that's good to know, because I always thought like, hey, if I go do like a 5K, do like a little workout, go for a run
Or
around the
don't
neighborhood.
eat all day because you're like saving the
I'm saving
calories.
the calories. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not, again, you can't get so focused on one day.
Gotcha.
Because you can be in a caloric deficit that one day, but the 2 days after, if you're in a surplus, it doesn't matter. So you have to think of like the whole week.
So if you have a big Thanksgiving meal, are you still going to be in a surplus the next day?
You could be. Yeah.
Because you're still
so think about it.
Because you ate so much.
Because you ate so much, yeah. So that's why you can't have a cheat day. And like one bad meal can ruin everything over the course of the week. If you say, hey, I'm going to put myself in a 500 calorie deficit every day, right? So there's about 3,500 calories in a pound. So come, 500 per day, that'll give you like 1 pound a week. So then all of a sudden you eat like 4 slices of pie, you throw on like extra marshmallows on your sweet potatoes. That 3,500 calories can be erased really, really quickly with those items just because they're high calorie foods.
So you're mentioning going for a walk. I know that, when you're loading up that plate, do you want to do more proteins versus the carb, the potatoes, maybe extra green beans versus,
for sure.
You know what I mean? Does that help?
Yeah. I mean, I always tell people, again, your body burns the most calories just breaking down protein. So during the holidays, what helps me get people through the holidays is I have like 4 main things. Number 1, be a food snob. If you don't love it, don't eat it. No one cares if you tried everything on the table. No one really pays that much of attention.
No, because they're loading up their plate.
Yeah. So if you don't love it, don't have it. Second, stay away from the snacks beforehand, right? So brush your teeth right before you go, right? And then have your meal, do a little Listerine. Nothing tastes good after Listerine. Right? So it's like...
or like a minty gum, too.
Like
I've noticed, like, I'll come home after yoga and I'm so hungry. It's like, not yet.
It's like, no.
Yeah, not yet.
And it kind of just like breaks it up and, and then the last one is exercise that day.
What about alcohol?
I was just going to ask that because I was listening to something. They were talking about it's just a calorie bomb.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And again, when you throw alcohol in your system, your body treats it like a poison. So anything you eat while you drink automatically gets stored because your body's going to remove the poison first. So
what do you mean exactly? So what does that mean when it comes to your body?
Yeah. So let's say like you start drinking alcohol, your body's like, this is not a good substance. We got to get it out. And its main priority is to remove it. Right. That's why you go to the bathroom a lot when you're drinking.
So
right?
are you burning calories when it's removing?
No, because
not that way.
You're not really burning that many. Yeah.
But what if that is the only way to survive Thanksgiving with your people?
Then you should. You should.
Is to drink a bottle of wine.
Now you have to be more selective with your food, right?
Oh,
so it's like, hey, maybe when I'm drinking, maybe you know what? I do roasted sweet potatoes and I do turkey and I choose either sweet potatoes or stuffing. Which one do you want?
Oh, no, both.
But again, or you do a portion that works for both.
Yeah.
So it comes down to like what you're eating with your drinking, knowing that you're going to have more calories and more sugar go on the alcohol aspect. So you have to watch the food a little bit closer.
This must be a really difficult time for you as a trainer because you mentioned it, but it always starts with Halloween. Everybody brings their Halloween candy into the newsroom, and I always find myself like going over someone's desk and grabbing a Snickers bar. Yeah, and then obviously we go right into Thanksgiving, which is like a lot of really heavy food, right into Christmas with the Christmas cookies. This is kind of you have to be tough.
Yeah, the average American gains 10 pounds from Thanksgiving to New Year's.
Whoa.
10 pounds.
10 pounds.
Now, if you break it down, I want to, don't quote me on this, I haven't done the math in like a gazillion years, but I want to say it's only like an extra like 380 calories per day, which could be 1 cookie. So if you did 1 cookie every day from like Thanksgiving to Christmas, if you think about it, you're like, well, who would do that? But yet you'll go 2 cookies one day and then you have 1 cookie or like brownies and then you have all the exchange
How much
things.
extra work do you have to do to burn those 380 calories?
Oh,
that one cookie.
You got to do a lot because it's not necessarily in and out. If it was that easy, we wouldn't have people doing what they need to do to lose weight.
I started running again because I'm a fair weather runner, so I do not run in the heat.
Yeah.
But it is so kind of discouraging when you get done with like a long run and you look at your watch at how many calories you burn, and I was like,
that's it.
That's my piece of toast I just had. Toast and peanut butter.
I'm going to ruin your day even more, right? And this is for all of our people at home that aren't runners. Whether you run a mile or walk a mile, you burn the same amount of calories. The only difference is you get done faster than them. So
and your knees hurt.
Yeah. So don't feel bad if you can't run. You can walk and still burn the exact same amount of calories. I know it's crazy to think about.
Even at a slow pace?
Because you're putting your body under stress longer, right? So you burn the same if you go just distance, not time.
I love you more than I loved you before.
Yeah. So a 5K, whether you run a 5K, sprint a 5K, run, walk it, crawl it, walk it backwards, skip it, does not matter. You burn the exact same amount of calories, right?
But what about your cardio health? Don't you get a little bit better of a cardio boost when you're running?
For sure. You're going to challenge your aerobic capacity a little bit more. Yeah, your lungs more and your heart rate. You'll challenge a little bit more with running. But that could be, the calories are the exact same. I know.
I love that because I've kind of just, I'm done with running.
Yeah. Sometimes it goes through stages.
Yeah.
I love
I haven't been enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, then find other things that you enjoy.
I'm doing the walking. I love it. I can walk for like 20 miles a day.
Oh, yeah. You're like, I got
There's
my Black
no
Friday
stopping.
walk going. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's Amazon now, but you know, like the Black Friday malls, right? It's like, get ready for that.
So let's kind of get into this mindset. So what should we be cognizant of? And you had some great tips as kind of far as like just being, I guess you have to be more mindful of what you're doing.
It's just mindful, a lot of it. And it's kind of planning, right? If you know you have holiday parties, put them on your calendar and plan for them. So that way your food leading up to that week, you know, enjoy being at the party, but you can enjoy the company. You know, I think there's, and it's hard because so much of like holidays, there's traditions and there's emotion and family and ties with food. You know, we talked about stovetop because that's what we grew up with. We're like, it's the best, right?
Comfort.
It's comfort.
Yeah.
But it's like, try to plan things to do outside of just everything around food, right? Enjoy being with company, enjoy having conversations.
Maybe take
and
everyone
catching up with
outside and
people.
do like a little flag football type of game or
Cornhole, just something that gets you out of the kitchen where
And
you're just not
moving.
grazing and snacking all the time. You know, there's so many things that you can do, especially nowadays, you know, like pickleball in groups of 4 where it's, you know, minimal moving, but yet you're still active and your body's doing something besides just snacking.
I'm going to take you back to dessert because I know you said that none of it
Can you tell that's our
healthy,
favorite too?
But if you had to pick between the apple, the pecan pie, a cheesecake, a pumpkin cheesecake from Costco, by the way. Ooh.
Oh, everybody keeps talking about that.
Oh my gosh,
I was like,
they're
I haven't
so good,
had it
and they're
yet.
like $12.99, and it's bigger than my body.
Yeah.
I have to go get one this
My
year.
brother loves their pumpkin pie and covers the whole thing in whipped cream.
Yes.
Like, there's
Okay.
no pie.
So you have those 4
It's hidden.
desserts.
Yeah.
Which one is going to have which is going to be the least offensive?
She's trying to like justify
Give me something. You got 40 seconds, Laura.
Yeah. If you buy it, they're all going to be probably pretty much the same. If you make it at home, you're probably is always going to be better because you're naturally going to have less processed food in them,
okay.
right? Because you're not looking for like shelf stability
Okay.
where it goes and ships around. So if you can do anything with like apples or cherry, not so much the cherries because they come in the can, but like
Like
you're
fresh
slicing
apples,
the
slice
apples.
them. Okay.
That's always going to be better because it's going to have less processed things.
Let's have you on. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, just 20 seconds. I want to give you a plug. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so we're on Central Phoenix and West Valley. So Burn It, Build It Fitness. Check out our website. We're offering 2 free classes.
Oh,
check
great.
us out. We do everything from one-on-one, group health, nutrition, recovery. We got a lot of different ways to help you through your fitness journey.
And next month you're coming on for New Year's resolution.
Ooh, bring it on.
Bye.
Love it.
Well, would you look at that Camelback Mountain? Plenty cloudy off on the horizon. And, while we cleared the weekend, maybe without quite as much rain as we were thinking we would get, there were certainly some areas that got, like a quarter of an inch or more. Other areas that stayed a bit more dry. But, Des, I'm already making some mental notes for tomorrow's streaming show on Fox 10 Talks. I have Crystal in.
Thinking?
Well, because this time tomorrow morning, it very well could be raining right across the metro.
Yeah, we're all kind of hoping for it, right?
Yeah.
We need it, and it'll help cool things off even further.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so thanks for, I'm just going to say hello right over here. Thanks for starting your morning with us here at Fox 10 Talks, the 11:30 version. And, there's this event that's been happening in the Valley for, about 20 years or so. And they finally are shutting it down, and I'm a little bit surprised.
I know, the Iron Man. And we were talking about it during commercial break, too, after the story was on this morning. We were like, why is it going?
Right.
But because the area has gotten just more urbanized. Is that a word? More urban. And it's just not the most perfect place for it anymore. So a little bittersweet.
Yeah. For those of you who are not familiar with these Ironman triathlons, it's really quite incredible. You have to swim for 2.5 miles, which I would try to swim like 5 laps when I had a swimming pool. We don't have one anymore. Now there's like a community one I have to walk over to. But that's about it for me, is about 5 laps.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do 10. But then after 2.4, then you do, you got to run 26 miles. And then you have to ride a bicycle 112 miles. So I was trying to come up with, what is equivalent of riding your bike 112 miles? Hey, guess what I came up with?
What?
If you left the station here, we're right downtown. Mm-hmm. So if you're right in the heart of downtown Phoenix and could cycle all the way up to the north end of the valley, like where the 101 is, and then you kept going and you went up the Black Canyon Hill.
Wait, we're not stopping there?
No. And then you dropped down into the Verde Valley, and then you kept going and you went all the way to Sedona. That's 117 miles, basically almost 112.
I would love to be fit enough at some point in my life to do an Ironman, but not now.
Can you imagine?
It's pretty incredible. They're special athlete.
Yeah. Well, here's some of what they were saying over the weekend. So organizers said really it was just tough to keep doing it because our metro area has grown from 40 years ago, 1 million people, to now there's 5 million.
I wonder where it goes next. Yeah, because you need water. They have to swim, do the swim. So.
Right. Okay, here it is.
We've got a long history of Ironman and a relationship with the city, the county, and the volunteers that come out to support us. There's definitely going to be an Arizona-shaped hole in our North American circuit next year.
It's been quite an emotional ride so far. I thought it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I couldn't not come. He texted me a couple of weeks ago just saying, will you come over? So I said, absolutely. I'm not going to say no to that.
It's been a lot. His training's been very intense. He's been able to train in a lake for the swim, which has definitely been good. But it's a lot of hours, early mornings, late nights. So I don't know, but supporting him all the way.
We come from Chicago, so we just came from some snow. So this is much better. We like it. He's worked really hard. And he's been coming through with just so many challenges, and he's doing great on the race so far. It was fun to see.
It's motivating. I want to get out there.
How about that?
It is motivating. Yeah, for sure.
And it sounded, I think I heard an Australian accent there. I think people come in from all over the world to look. You had some Brazilian participants or fans there. It's really great. So that's it, though.
That's it. Yeah, it's so bittersweet.
Yeah.
I wonder when they announce, or maybe it's already posted, where it goes next.
Yeah. Well, they got to figure something out, right? So they can't. We just have too many people here now, and it's interesting. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and we were talking about how this seems to be one of the first times that our growth has created a problem. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, you want people moving here. You certainly want the jobs moving here. But this is one instance where we've just grown too big for our britches.
Yeah, if I completed an Ironman, I would most definitely get the Ironman tattoo.
Oh, would you? Okay, yeah, for sure.
I've seen a few athletes, right? Gotta ingrain it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so 11:35 on Monday mornings. You know what that means? Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, everybody. It's Eric Wilson from TMZ. You got to get.
He's like, give me a heads up. I'm over here fanning myself.
I was getting ready.
Well, no, it's good.
We're in a hoodie. It's humid today.
We were thinking, what is it going to take for the gang over there, for Harvey and everybody else to, get the AC working properly?
Come on.
I'm one of the biggest complainers of it. I'm trying to, I send messages through my live shots here, but it does not work.
Eric, I am always hot underneath the lights. Now, Des, how many lights do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm trying not to. I bet we have 15 lights.
I don't know what it is with you men, but you're always hot under the lights. For sure. Ron especially.
Yeah.
You see all the lights, they're all pointing in one direction, which is my desk, which is right here about where Harvey's standing right now.
Oh, your photog is tilting up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I sit. So I'm used to the lights all day, but these two right here are giving me trouble. So here we are. We made it though.
Well, take it off, Eric. Take the hoodie off.
No. Come on, this is PG. I don't want to get you guys strike.
Let's make some headlines.
Okay, not like that USC football game where I swear there were 1,000 dudes who took their shirt off this weekend at the SC Iowa.
And that's why we love football,
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, let's talk about some of the headlines, Eric, that people are talking about today. And this, I think we have the video. Let me see. Let me just roll it here on Ariana Grande. We didn't spend a lot of time talking about it because it all happened so fast, but she got rushed by this fan. And I mean, the guy was going crazy. I think there were some real concerns over the lax security. And now you guys have figured out, A, who he is, B, why he did it, and C, what's going to happen to him now.
Yeah, that's correct. A plus B equals C. So A, this is Johnson Wen. He is a serial, I don't know if you want to star harasser, I guess you could say at this point. We've seen him at the Weekend concert. We've seen him at Katy Perry. He's charged the stage. He gets on stage. He likes to have this moment where he puts his arm around these celebrities and the people capture what happens, which is just him again, just putting his arm around them. And then, but it's startling for them just to be charged at by someone at a large event like this. So you can see why Ariana and Cynthia were pretty shocked by this, for him to come over like that. So yeah, Johnson Wen, he was charged 9 days in jail for this by the Singapore police because they said it was predetermined. And we know that's predetermined because he's done it before. And he also posted videos saying he's going to meet Ariana today. He posted videos after the fact. So I don't think he has remorse. I think this guy needs to learn his lesson. And I think 9 days in prison hopefully will do that.
Well, you wonder about that because I always heard that Singapore, wasn't that the country where they really cracked down on chewing gum like 20 years ago if you were chewing gum or left gum on the sidewalk?
I think a lot of people thought that the punishment would be a lot stricter. But I guess we'll see.
Okay.
Well, if he attempts it again, I guess we'll find out. But it kind of, exposes some of the weaknesses in security, I guess you could say, is one thing that he's proving.
Yeah. What about that?
Or at least flags this guy for other people. Yeah. If they see him posting or they know he's in the area or coming to whatever premiere or concert it might be, to maybe kick this guy out.
Mm-hmm. But why is Cynthia the first one that immediately jumps into action, Eric?
I mean, they are besties. They're a ride or die after this series of films together. They are closer than I've seen pretty much any co-stars I've ever seen before. So Cynthia was ready to ride for her. She grabbed her. Ari turns to Michelle Yeoh for some comfort as well there. So yeah, the three ladies, they had each other's back for sure.
Yeah, what do you think about that, actually, now that you mentioned the friendship dynamic between these two? What do you think it was that just brought them so close together?
I don't know. Obviously, Ari was probably, going through a lot of stuff during this. Obviously, she met Ethan before this, and then they were, their relationship was going hot and heavy during this, while also trying to fight off the press who were prying at this new relationship. It was a high-profile film. I think they're both really true artists and kind of bonded over their artistry as well. So I think there's a lot of different things that really brought them together, and it's probably unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk a little bit about Jeffrey Epstein. We still got a couple of minutes left here. Are there Are there people in Hollywood who should be, not necessarily that you have to name names or anything, but are there people that should be concerned that all of these names are, everything's now going to get released, everything?
Yeah, this is great news for people who want transparency, bad news for anyone who ever was on his plane or on his island or at one of his houses or anything like that. If I had names, trust me, I would be giving them to you right now. But I think the files will speak for themselves. And I think, if you are associated with him, especially with any of the wrongdoing that he and Ghislaine and all were accused of, I think you should be worried.
Oh, I'm sure they're praying that they don't come out. I think there's a lot of people wrapped up in these.
Yeah, not just Hollywood. I think there's politicians, businessmen. It's all over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, there's so much emphasis on. We should pop up our poll question again. Matter of fact, let's do it right here, right now. So, President says release them all. 65% say good. He says he did nothing wrong. 28% say maybe we can finally get to the truth. I don't trust his denials. But yeah, once all the names come out, there's so much focus on just the politicians in D.C., but it could come to the other coast.
So let me ask the viewers then for the 65%. He said he did nothing wrong. This should prove it. What if it proves that he's lying and it's the opposite? Then what happens,
Yeah, well, then they're going to be
the downfall of MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they're going to be to the other end of the spectrum. But we're all going to get the answers, and I think, Eric, we only got 30 seconds left. I think we're supposed to have that vote within just a couple of weeks.
And it's like, even if
I think it's tomorrow.
The answers, will they believe
the vote should be tomorrow.
There's that too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Lot to learn. That's for sure. We could always go a half hour. It could just be the Eric Wilson show.
I know, Eric. I missed a fun, cool shirt moment. Last
I was thinking
Jaws?
this morning if I had one, but I went through all my shirts. All my clean shirts were boring, so I went for a hoodie today. It's been a rainy past few days in LA, so
yes,
trying to be a little
rainy all
cozy.
throughout California. Yeah.
Yeah, we just had our 20th anniversary. Oh, you're cut, so it was a long weekend.
All right. You're the best, buddy. We'll look forward to next Monday. Mystery Cam time. Ooh, where's this? You can give us your guess. Well, we love that you guys always want to play along on the Mystery Cam. We're getting, Des, some pretty good guesses here from Linda looking at Texas and Brandon in Oklahoma to Darla in Utah.
Yes, Louis is guessing New Mexico as well. Good guesses.
Yeah. So it's greenish, even for middle of November. So I'm thinking it's more kind of toward the south. But I'm also trying to think.
because there's still leaves on the trees, too. They're still full.
Right?
They've kind of turned. Well, they're like, brown.
So I feel like there'd be more mountains if it was in Utah or even New Mexico. I think I'm going to go for, and in Oklahoma, I think it would be colder now. I think it's possible you might even see a little bit of snow. I guess I'm going to go for like a Louisiana.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm going to guess Indiana.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen. No,
Okay.
darn it. So this one button is labeled Des, and I keep punching it, but it's somebody
I'm
else.
here,
Yeah.
kind of.
There she is. Hi.
Here, look, we'll do the mystery cam reveal on there.
Okay, go for it. What is it?
Oh, can you read upside down, guys?
Uh-huh.
It's Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Oh, look at this. All right. There you go. Here's Cedar Rapids. One last time. Yeah. Okay. So I guess, there was some snow that blew through Iowa, 10 days or so ago. But hey, you could go out and play golf today in Cedar Rapids. That looks quite lovely.
Hey, that's nice, right? So
Yeah.
it must have been a light snow, obviously. It melted or blew away by
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Not sticking.
Now, let's say that you have lived in Cedar Rapids your whole life, though, and you're fed up and you want to flee Cedar Rapids. Where would you move to? Would you move to Des Moines? Would you move to Iowa City? Would you maybe go as far as, say, Minneapolis and St. Paul? The reason we're asking the question is this. What if you felt like you had to flee the entire country? I don't know. Where do you want to move? Somewhere in South America? Somewhere else in North America? I don't know. This is a story, Des, that had us all kind of talking and sort of chuckling because apparently this new poll, there's a Gallup poll, so there's some credibility here, says that 40% of, it's either men or women, not both, 40% of one sex would move. This is also, by the way, teenage 20s and 30s, basically, would move right out of the U.S. if they could go somewhere else. What do you think's going on
Yeah,
here?
women ages 15 to 44.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just maybe interested in other parts of the world. I think if you take the sentiment of how people feel maybe about the cost of living here and opportunity, that maybe, hey, they're willing to explore.
The interesting thing about that is there are places. I had family members that just recently moved back here from South Carolina, and I could not believe when I went out to visit them how much house you could buy in the 300s. I mean, we're talking about 3,000 square feet, beautiful upstairs, downstairs.
We talk about this all the time.
A backyard, a front porch with the rocking chairs, and like maybe in the high 300s, 360, 370, 380. I mean, that'll barely get you a tiny house here in the valley, and it might be more like 400.
I was going to say that would barely get you a condo.
Yes, right?
Like, it's just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think you have to move all the way to, say, Iceland or Indonesia or Ireland. I'm trying to think of all the I countries out there. But if you want to, you know what? More power to you. But it did find that nearly twice as many young women like the idea of leaving the U.S. as guys. And so I'm trying to figure that part of it out. It's 2 to 1.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all frustrated with inflation, right?
Right.
So there's something for the ladies that's more appealing to that. I don't know. Maybe just more willing to move out there and try a whole new lifestyle, or kind of fed up with the way things have been going for them?
The countries where they're going to, Canada, New Zealand, Italy, and Japan.
Well, now...
And in that order, too.
Yeah. Canada's close, and they have some amazing cities.
They have universal health care.
They do. They also have Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto's an amazing. Quebec City. I saw a video this weekend on social, and it said something like, "No, it's not Paris. It's not Scotland. It's not all these different places, and they're like, it's Quebec City, which is so romantic.
Yeah, Canada's beautiful.
I say it's almost more French than France to Quebec City, Canada. So there are some great places to live there, but the further, Italy, who wouldn't like to spend a few months living in Italy?
Right?
Right?
Amazing food,
Yeah,
good wine.
I know it.
Oh,
Okay.
they're
Plus,
onto something.
if you live here, you can go to these giving machines. They've rolled them out once again. So is this going to be SOT 1 or SOT 2? I'm looking over at Ronnie here.
2.
This is SOT 2. Let's go for it. They have unveiled them, this time in Gilbert. Let's go.
Yeah, good morning. We're here in downtown Gilbert, and the Christmas spirit here is alive and well, and that is because the giving machines, they're back, and they're here in downtown Gilbert. They're also going to be throughout the valley. We have a lot of them happening this year. We have Miss Fran with us, Fran Louder. You are with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, who puts this on, and we have an exciting update because we have a new digital. We love the vending machines. Those are classic.
Machines. Yes, OG.
But inside here in downtown Gilbert, we have an all-digital machine. How does this one work, Fran?
It's so exciting. Right now you can see that it's showing our impact videos. So when a person donates, on the other side, the receiver of that donation, we've got these videos to share. Then when they're ready to donate, all they do is they just step right up, tab to start, and then all of the options just appear. And what's really incredible is down here at the bottom, you press that, and it lists all of the charities that are in the machine. And it gives a little blurb on each one of them.
And does this really put kind of a face to the organizations? It allows people to know exactly where their money's going.
I think so. We've got 2 global charities, and the rest are local to Arizona and to the Gilbert area. And that is true for every machine and every location in Arizona. So you know where your money's going. 100% of the donation, because the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints covers all of the overhead, and then you get to choose from the items that are listed.
It's amazing.
So you go back to the main menu, and then you get to see your choices.
Everything. And let's walk outside too, because we have to show the classic machines out here. This is what you guys are really known for. And I think what really made it so kind of catchy is you can buy a chicken.
Yeah.
You can buy a goat.
Yeah.
You can buy...
Yeah, you can. There's livestock in the machine. There's items. There's, same items that are in the digital machine are in the OG machines outside. We have to keep our digital machine inside because of weather. But yeah, we have everything here. And then, of course, down in the bottom, that's where they'll collect all the cards.
It is so fun. And we have some of the organizations here with us. We have so many people here. Okay, Kate, who are you with?
Hello, I'm with Positive Paths.
Okay, and you guys are in the giving machine. Okay.
We're in the second row down.
Amazing. What does your organization do?
We help underprivileged women in the East Valley go back to school so that they can do workforce training, and we pair them with one-on-one mentors for the duration of that education.
Amazing. First year in the machine, or have you been in the machine before?
It's our first year, and we are so thrilled to be part of this.
Yeah. What an impact will this make for your organization?
Well, we're curious to find that out, but nonetheless, it's going to raise awareness of women who need help.
That's awesome. Kate, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We have one more really quick. What's your organization? I'm getting the wrap here.
One Small Step in Gilbert.
Okay, and what do you guys do?
We have a clothing bank and homeless services for anybody in need.
Okay, and you guys are in the machine, so come check them out.
Yes, we are. We're God.
Really quick, Fran. Yes. These machines are going to be in a few spots, not just here in downtown Gilbert.
No, we've got them in 7 cities throughout Arizona, and that is on our Light the World Giving Machine Arizona website.
Perfect. In Queen Creek for the first time.
That's the first time. They're so excited out there.
Amazing.
Yeah, and Sholo's getting them for the first time as well.
Very cool.
So very exciting.
All right, check them out, everybody. Light the World campaign kicking off here today in downtown Gilbert, but there's so many locations you guys can go to. So lots of opportunities to give back. We'll send it back to you guys.
Okay, and
Love
then
it. How cool.
It is so great. We've gone to that one in Gilbert several times, Light the World. So now you're looking at the brand new one in Queen Creek.
So what's in the vending machine?
You can do.
I heard you could gift a cow.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, here's the couple that they posted about this, and I was chatting with her online today. Let me make sure I just give her the proper credit here because they went out there, and this is Sherry Hewlett, I believe, she and her husband. So thank you for giving us that video as well. Yeah, if we could zoom in a little bit more. It's everything from school supplies in some of the poorest countries around the world to a cow.
Wow.
To, other charities that are right here in the U.S., where in some of our poorest communities, people just need so much help in so many different ways. And the whole idea of a giving machine that's different from a candy bar machine. Way to go, Queen Creek and Gilbert, and 7 of them now across Arizona.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So take your kids sometime, Des, and let them choose. It's not super cheap. I mean, there might be some $10 options there, but I think most of them were probably more like $20 or so.
Yeah, I would have been curious to know like what the options are in the vending machine this year. Like, do they change? And then, the price range, like you mentioned, but some lower end to higher end items.
We take our grandkids, so I'll go over there and check it out.
Nice.
And I'll let you know.
I think it's a nice option if you don't have maybe time to donate. That it's a great way to, like they say, like give back, but you don't have to think about what can I do? They just lay it all out for you.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, one last story before we say our goodbyes. I just thought this is, if you've been to the airport, who hasn't been to an airport lately, watch this, Des.
I haven't.
Okay. Look at this. This is Irish soccer fans.
But this is in the airport? Oh.
Watching their team win. Look, this is at some sports bar or restaurant at the airport.
That's what I looked like last night.
In Dublin. Can you hear them there in the background? You can ride that up a little bit, Ronnie, if you want. So they erupt in joy as their national team scored a last-minute game-winning goal against Hungary in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers out of Europe. So that's it. They are in starting in March. And it turns out that a lot of the games are going to be next summer, June and July on Fox 10. But I just love these guys with their carry-on luggage. Look at that dude right there, jumping up and down. I'm surprised he didn't break his carry-on luggage.
I love how unifying sports can be.
Yes, good point.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Isn't
See that
it?
whole room. I was saying that's what I looked like last night when the Bills won. So I can, I can feel that excitement.
For sure.
Pretty cool.
All right. We got to wrap it up for today, Des. You want to do some more tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do it. Same time, same place?
You got it.
All right.